For IROS 2020, the University of Minnesota's Interactive Robotics and Vision Lab presents LoCO AUV, a low-cost, open, autonomous underwater vehicle. Autonomous underwater vehicles, or AUVs, have a long and successful history and are invaluable to oceanography and other scientific pursuits. Most AUVs are expensive, too large to be deployed by small teams without equipment, and too complex for non-expert use. However, there is a new wave of inexpensive hardware for ROVs and AUVs, including improved battery technology, which allows for smaller platforms. Additionally, natural HRI techniques can make AUVs easier to use. Taking advantage of this new hardware, we present LoCO AUV, a platform for many types of work, including robotics teaching, local water resource management, and other scientific research, such as the work of marine biologists. LoCO is a low-cost AUV, built with off-the-shelf and 3D printed parts, with a total build cost around $4,000. Additionally, LoCO is open. All software currently used for LoCO is open source, and the design, schematics, and assembly instructions will all be released once development has reached 1.0. Lastly, LoCO is designed for usability. Made to be deployable by a small team of 1 to 3 people, LoCO's variety of HRI capabilities make it easy to operate, even for non-experts. We now briefly explain the design of the LoCO AUV, including the layout of the robot, its mounting structures, electrical systems, magnetic power switch, computing, and lastly, its vision system and other sensors. 3 candidate designs for LoCO can be seen on the screen now, with the 4th and final design indicated in red. LoCO is built around 2 watertight enclosures, which have a maximum depth rating of 100 meters. Mounted on the enclosures are 3 thrusters, 2 which control surge and yaw, and a 3rd which provides pitch control. Each enclosure has 2 lithium polymer batteries inside, providing power to all their systems. Computation is spread between both enclosures, with an NVIDIA Jetson TX2 for deep learning inference in the right enclosure, and a Raspberry Pi 4 and PixHawk 4 for system control in the left. Both enclosures house forward-facing cameras, as well as some other sensors. LoCO is 73.1 centimeters long and 34.4 centimeters wide, with a total weight of 12.47 kilograms, making it hand portable. In order to mount internal components, LoCO uses a medium-density fiberboard base in each enclosure, with 3D printed PETG plastic mounting hardware for each component attached to the baseboard. This MDF baseboard is also used to mount blocks of stainless steel on the underside as ballast. Additionally, 3D printed external structures are used to mount the thrusters to the watertight enclosures. LoCO is powered by 4 lithium polymer batteries, which are separated into 2 largely independent power systems for the 2 enclosures. Each power system distributes either the supply voltage of the batteries or a 12 or 5 volt power supply to the various computing elements inside its enclosure. However, both power systems are controlled by the same magnetic power switch in the left enclosure. This switch is operated by a magnetic key, which is simply touched to the outside of the enclosure in order to toggle the switch. LoCO has 2 primary computer systems, the NVIDIA Jetson TX2, which is responsible for deep learning inference, and the Raspberry Pi 4, which is used for system control tasks, such as interfacing with the PixHawk. Both computers process images from cameras and other sensors, and the Jetson drives the OLED display. These computers are connected to one another via Ethernet with a Cat5e cable, and connected to onshore computing via a Blue Robotics Phantom tether. Each computer has removable storage for easy data transfer to other machines. For the Jetson TX2, this is a micro SD card, and for the Raspberry Pi, it's a large USB drive. LoCO employs a dual vision system. Currently, both enclosures contain an efficient low-light USB camera from Blue Robotics. These cameras are not synchronized, however, so we are currently investigating miniature stereo cameras to be placed in the right enclosure. A variety of camera configurations designed to fit the needs and budget of a team are of course possible. LoCO also has a depth sensor, an inertial measurement unit, and internal temperature sensors. We are also beginning to integrate a sonar echo sounder into the design. LoCO's base design has a set of sensors that we consider to be indispensable, but other sensors could easily be integrated. providing that they fit on or in the AUV. Next, we will explain some information about LoCo's software, including some high-level information about LoCo's software stack, the state estimation and LoCo pilot packages, some deep learning models that we use with LoCo, and LoCo's Gazebo simulator. LoCo's software is a mixture of ROS packages, the Ardu subproject, Arduino code, and system configuration files, spread across all the computing hardware in LoCo. The logos displayed on the right show the operating systems, hardware, and open source software projects that make up this robot's software stack. All of the software used in LoCo is available under permissive and open source licenses. Some of this software was written specifically for LoCo by our team, mostly system configuration files, ROS nodes, and TensorFlow networks, while other software is from state-of-the-art open source projects for some specific solution. As an example, for state estimation, LoCo uses the robot localization ROS package in order to estimate an orientation via IMU data. Further sensor integrations to improve this state estimation, such as visual odometry from a downward-facing camera, are currently being explored. In contrast, however, for motion control, we wrote the LoCo pilot package, which abstracts control of the thrusters into a simple ROS message type, containing thrust, pitch, and yaw values. Any ROS code which needs to control the robot's motion, for instance, a teleoperation node or a diver following node, needs only to send these messages to the LoCo pilot node, without having to interface with the Pixhawk directly. Some basic autonomous swimming behaviors have been developed so far using this message type. LoCo also uses a number of deep learning models written by members of the IRVLab, including deep diver detection, gesture detection, fast underwater image enhancement, or FunnyGAN, and simultaneous enhancement and super resolution, deep SESR. The diver following and gesture detection models are necessary for some of the HRI capabilities described in the later section of this talk. While the two image enhancement models are not strictly necessary, their use does improve the accuracy of other algorithms by improving the quality of the images that are used as input. Lastly, in terms of software, LoCo has a Gazebo-based simulator for out-of-water development of algorithms. The CAD model used for this simulator has front cameras, which will be given simulated sensor data in the future, and thrusters with blades for future propeller dynamic simulation, but it omits all other internal components for computational efficiency. Gravity and buoyancy forces are calculated from Gazebo and the Gazebo buoyancy plugin, respectively, with thruster forces, which are applied at the location of the propellers, sourced from manufacturer data. Drag forces were approximated from underwater trials, but in the future may be better approximated with computational fluid dynamics modeling. Now, we will discuss LoCo's human-robot interface, including the menu system used to control the robot in tetherless mode, the methods of selecting menu items, and a diver following algorithm. We will also briefly discuss deployment methods for LoCo. LoCo employs a menu system displayed on a grayscale OLED to manage interactions with divers. Items on this menu can map to submenus, scripts, ROS services, launch files, or ROS nodes. Items can be selected with a number of methods and can run indefinitely for a given duration or until canceled. And it can also run either in the foreground, blocking any other menu item selection, or in the background. Menus are defined with a simple YAML structure and can easily be rewritten with minimal knowledge of ROS programming. As previously mentioned, menu items can be selected by a number of means. On the left, we can see an autonomous swimming behavior triggered with an AR toolkit tag. And on the right, we can see a similar swimming behavior that is triggered with a gesture. LoCo is also capable of following a diver. To do this, LoCo uses the output of its diver detector network, a bounding box around the diver in the image, and tries to visually servo it into the center of the image. It does this by using a PID controller, with the input being the bounding box in the image and the output being thruster outputs. For example, if the bounding box is on the far left of the image, the thruster outputs from the PID controller will call for the robot to yaw left, moving the bounding box towards the center of the image by moving it right. Finally, the deployment of LoCo is simple by design. It can be done quickly by a small team and requires only a few tools. A screwdriver and socket wrench are used to attach the thruster structures to the enclosures, And a vacuum pump is used to first test the seal of the watertight enclosures and then improve their seal by creating a vacuum inside. If using the tether, a special penetrator wrench is required to remove the penetrator blank and then place the tether inside the enclosure. In one experiment, a single team member prepared LoCo for deployment in 15 minutes and then carried the AUV several hundred yards to the water by hand. A number of successful deployments have already been completed, including tethered pool deployments, such as this early tethered swimming test in a pool. And untethered tests in the Caribbean off the coast of Barbados. We are excited to see what the users of this robot will do with it as its capabilities continue to be refined and expanded. LoCo is low cost and open source, an AUV designed for HRI and operable by small teams. Successful deployments have already been achieved in pool, lake, and ocean environments, and with the release of the 1.0 version of hardware specs coming soon, we hope to see more deployments of LoCo in the future, both from our lab and hopefully from others across the globe. Thank you to all contributors and collaborators on this project. Thanks also to our research sponsors, the National Science Foundation, MN Drive, and the Minnesota Robotics Institute. More information about LoCo, including hardware lists, software, and assembly instructions, will be available at loco-auv.github.io soon. Thank you.